Are there any that are online or anything?
We
Don't
did
do
not
any
have
more?
any
Okay.
public comments.
Okay, so I guess we move to the approval of the minutes. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I move that the minutes for July 18, 2023 be approved.
Second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so moving right along. Hi. To the appointment of precinct officials.
Okay, I put you, each one of you have a copy of the officials or the chief judges and judges that have been nominated for appointment for each precinct. Currently, they've all been filled except for we have one vacancy in South Newland. And we need a Democrat in that position, but they do not have an election this year, so we don't feel as pressured currently, but all the others have been filled.
That's good.
And so if y'all want to review those, and if so, I have the form for y'all to sign. And y'all may keep that copy.
Okay.
I think keep the first one.
And Dawn, just a question. So do we need to try to fill that? I mean,
We have, we've actually been in contact with the party chair, and he's working on it. He's given us some names.
He's from that area, so hopefully.
Yes. And so he's been very good at submitting some names, and then we'll contact.
Okay.
Is this your pen?
That's-
Is this your pen?
It's the Revolution's pen.
Oh, okay.
Tina did a exceptional job filling all these spots because it's hard to.
Mhm.
Usually we have a lot more vacancies than what we have than one. So
Kudos
great.
for her.
yes,
Yeah.
Okay, moving along. Okay, there appear to be two items that are up for a board decision. The first is a resolution for time to meet to approve absentee ballots.
yes, and that is this resolution is just it has to be. The new law states 5 Tuesdays from election day. Now, this does state September the 5th, excuse me, for the October 10th election.
Mhm.
That's listed only because of the law.
Mhm.
Ballots will not even be mailed out at that time. So
So,
we will cancel that meeting.
okay.
So just so
what
you
date's that
know,
again?
September the 5th.
September 5th.
Mhm. So there, that's the board meetings for approving absentee ballots. And again, if we do not have any, we'll notify y'all and we'll, cancel. But definitely the first one, the 5th will be canceled. So that was listed on your board meeting dates,
Mhm.
but that's one that
So we won't be meeting,
No.
meeting on that day. at
will
all.
not be meeting on that.
Right, can you come off your calendar?
Yes. And this resolution is just the time to count the absentee ballots.
Mhm.
And the law states it's to be done at 5 p.m. If y'all choose, if the board chooses to count at any other time, you have to do a resolution. And so that's what this is for. In the past, the board's chosen to count the ballots at 2 p.m. on election day.
Mhm.
And if y'all are still in favor of that, then you would need to, sign this resolution.
And that'll take, and that says the 2 PM on it.
This does.
Do we need to adopt these resolutions or? By signing them, we adopted them.
Don't sign it if you don't want to adopt it.
2 o'clock.
And Dawn, question.
Sure.
So that will be for the primary and for the general,
That's
2
correct.
PM.
Mhm. On election day
Mhm.
for both of them. Okay.
Memory though, those go by on these city elections, like, I mean, they could be a 10-minute meeting.
Mhm.
Exactly, yes. Just depending on how, sometimes we might have like 50 ballots
Right.
at the most. So,
For the whole,
for the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I remember those years ago. It
Yeah.
was like, we'd be here for 20 minutes,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. So the next item on the agenda are legal updates, and I know there have been some.
Yeah, I was just really quick going to give y'all some of the highlights because the Senate Bill 747 did pass last Thursday. It's gone to the governor's desk. They're saying he might veto it, but these are some of the highlights really quick.
And that was the omnibus bill, the one, right? The one that had a whole bunch together.
This did have, yes. And, but they won't go into effect until 2024. And some of the changes is the one stop will now be referred to as early voting. Okay. They are, and on election night, Judson will report them. He'll have to report instead of, normally he reports everything as absentees. On election night now, it's going to be early voting and absentee by mail. So there'll be 2 at 7:30. He'll have to release those 2 results.
Quick question. And so when people look up on voter search to see, you know how on voter search they can look up, instead of having everything look like absentee, it'll be split out. Because I know people would always have that question. I didn't vote by absentee.
Right.
Okay.
So that they have changed that. That one stop is now early voting. As observer names will have to be submitted now at 12 noon the day before an election. In the past, it was always, they had to be submitted 5 days prior to election day. Now it's the day before. One of the main changes is the absentee by mail deadline. It's now will be 7:30 on election day. They will no longer get the 3-day extension if they had it postmarked by election day. They have to be here in person or by mail, some kind of courier service at 7:30 on election day. Another big change is the same-day registration at early voting. They now stipulate somebody registers to vote, they vote just as if they had registered prior. But by law, we have to mail them a voter card within 24 hours. If that card comes back in undeliverable, in the past, we had to mail them a second card. If that one come back undeliverable, then their vote could have been challenged. Okay. Now they're stating the first card that comes back undeliverable, their ballot is taken out of the tabulator and the votes no longer.
And are they notified of that?
Well, we're not obligated to notify them because
You sent the mail.
we sent them mail and it came back undeliverable.
Mhm.
So that's as of right now. They
Mhm.
might tell us that could change.
Mhm.
But so that's a big.
Yeah, that's a big-
And the way we know that they're same day registrations is when Karen processes those, she has a stamp that says SDR. So when it comes back, she knows it's not a regular voter registration card.
Mhm.
It's a same day
My
registration.
question with that would be, what if somebody was homeless and said that they received their mail at X, Y, or Z? You know what I mean?
Yes. Homeless,
It would be delivered.
it's got to still
I'm
be
just saying if they
delivered.
say, I've just seen some of those addresses like that wasn't an actual.
Sometimes they draw a map.
Right.
Now that I'll
Yeah,
find out from the state. We'll make a note and we will
Many of them
clarify
do
that
have
with the
PO
state.
boxes, though.
Yes,
Right.
At least the
or
ones
they
that-
list the homeless shelter. A lot of list the homeless shelter, give that as their
I
address.
just remember we seeing one time that was like an overpass or something. I was like,
Yes, it was.
that's always going to be undeliverable.
And then another change is where y'all just appointed the chief judge, judges, and y'all don't the assistants. We try to keep them in their precincts, but sometimes it's hard to get people in the precinct. And the reason it was more, they like the judges and chief judges being within the precinct is if there was a challenge. Well, now the law is stating if there's a challenge, regardless of the residence of the chief judge, judges, and assistants, they can still hear that challenge. So that's a good thing in helping, find and appoint workers in the future. That's a good change. But that in one other thing they in for 2024, not this year, which we are, photo ID does go into effect this election cycle, but for 2024 they are wanting us to get out there and get really with the photo ID public education, get involved. They're going, the state's going to, they want us, so we're going to be coming up with ideas how to get the public, notified, and like with examples of what we've passed out to y'all, of course it'll be on our website and anywhere, the social media, things like that. But if we have to go speak, if y'all hear of anybody that would like us to come speak, let us know, and we'll be happy to work, in getting the information out to the public.
Okay, and you gave us this information, or will you be able, before we leave today, to give us a list of the IDs that have been approved?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I can do that.
Awesome.
So I can do that.
Okay,
Are there any questions? I can send y'all, if y'all would like me to email y'all the that bill, the 747 bill, but it was just like, it was almost 50 pages.
Mhm.
And so I can email it if you would like, and y'all can read up more on it. Some of the other
Thank you.
changes.
That would be good.
Okay, I'll email that to y'all.
I had a question.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
As I remember, they were going to include some provisions for additional observers.
They did not, it is still with in this bill, it is still limited to 2 observers per party, 1 at-large observer, so no more than 3 from any party in the precinct at one time.
And these are the observers that have to be submitted by 12 noon.
On the day before, that's correct.
And is that more than in the past or
That's the same amount,
same number? Okay.
yes.
There was a second elections bill that you mentioned at our last legal update. Any idea about?
They did, in this, it did state any second primaries
Mhm.
they would all be held 10 weeks after the first primary.
That was the only thing from the
That was
extra
all,
bill.
yeah.
So are we gonna remain a 5-member board?
Was not in this bill. That's not in
Had it
this
been in
bill.
the House version? Is this the bill?
This one was not, no, that was a separate one.
Okay,
And then we haven't heard, that one I don't think has been, has went to the floor yet.
Okay.
Yeah. We haven't heard anything since they submitted it.
Mhm. Okay. Department updates?
Okay, well, I think this will probably be our last meeting here. It looks like, they did come and do the inspection at the building Monday. There were a few, things that they had, to, correct. They're coming back tomorrow to do the final inspection. And, we're going to start moving
Wow.
starting this weekend and through the first of next week. We're
amazing.
going, I know it, I know. So, it really looks good. I can't wait for y'all to see it. So they've done a great job. But,
So, you had said something about the onboarding, being moved, where we would be able to look. I think it was you, it might have been somebody else. Where you would show us around. Is that not going to be in September? Is that going to be in October?
are you talking about in the new
Mhm,
building?
mhm.
You can come anytime
Okay.
once we start moving in. You're more than welcome and we'll show you around.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
But yeah, it looks like it's happening now. So
Congratulations.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
We're excited. And
About time.
the movers are going to start moving some of the bigger stuff this week to go ahead,
We're gonna have, were there, when we visited it a long time ago?
that huge one. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
God.
we're leaving that for right now and see how it works. It might be,
We need 4 folding tables.
it might be we have to size that down a little bit,
I won't miss these.
but so anyway,
How about the painting?
the painting,
The office?
oh, the one that we're hired out,
Mm-hmm.
she should have that done. I'm thinking, she said by the end of the month, so.
Okay,
We're excited, that, I'm really excited to see, so
Is that all the department
I
updates?
believe so.
Any questions? Anything else for the good of the cause? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So move.
So,
All in favor?
Okay. But we'll definitely let y'all know when we are in